What happens if I don't register my trademark? This question comes up all the time. I've talked about it in other videos, but I recently gave a presentation at a wonderful conference about the world of coffee, and this question came up numerous times. So I want to go over some of the risks and rights that one has without a registered trademark. So without a registered trademark, if you're using a trademark, a brand, the business does have what's called common law rights. However, common law rights are limited in several ways. One key way is that they might be limited geographically. If the business has a limited geographic imprint, say it's a coffee shop or a restaurant, or even a real estate practice or a law firm, it might only have a geographic scope of business that's one metropolitan area or one state or a few metropolitan areas. If you're relying on common law rights, that means your rights are limited to the geographic area where you've done business, and you may have no right to stop somebody else from using a very similar or even identical name for very similar or even identical products or services in another part of the country. Also, if you don't have a registered trademark, you're not in the USPTO's database. So you're not in the primary place that the USPTO searches when they're reviewing applications, and that trademark lawyers representing other clients go to search when they're clearing other marks and filing other marks. So you're missing out on that huge opportunity to be easily found and hopefully avoid conflicts before they even rise. It's harder to enforce an unregistered trademark because you don't have the same rights in court. You don't have the power of the USPTO and that Circle R behind it, and therefore it's more likely to be difficult to stop somebody else. At a minimum, it's more likely to be more complicated, more time consuming, and more expensive to stop somebody else. So those are the main reasons why there is a big risk of not registering a trademark. And yet, despite that risk, there are millions of businesses operating in the United States today that do not have registered trademarks. This is a lost opportunity for an investment in building the brand, and it's also like a lost form of insurance to help secure that brand at a relatively low cost. Yes, there's an investment in protecting it, but that investment has a huge return on the investment. ROTI, we call it, return on trademark investment. And for more about that, stay tuned for the next video.